Welcome one, welcome all. Lewis is smiling. He's pixelated for now. Hopefully that will clear up. It's due to stormy British weather. Rebelnews.com/live streams is where you'll find your daily live stream from us. We're on Rumble, Getter, Odyssey, and of course YouTube, even though they hate us. So if you'd like to comment and chat with us, you can do so on YouTube. But if you want us to read your comment on air, whether it's a question, concern, request, or, smarmy remark, Lewis Brackpool, you may do so on Rumble with a rant or Odyssey with a hyper chat, and we will read those on air, won't we, Lewis?
We will, indeed, and it's good to see you, my friend. It's been a long while. I hope you're doing well. You don't sound well.
Well, I'm getting better. Like, I was sick the last couple days with monkeypox. Of course. I've de-monkified today. I was talking with David Menzies about his favorite Planet of the Apes movies. Apparently, there was mutants in one of the Planet of the Apes movies. I had no idea because I was watching the James Franco one while I was sick, and it made absolutely no sense, Lewis. Right off the top, we're going to get enraged about Planet of the Apes here. It made no sense. Cool. How are the apes going to defeat the military? And even when they do escape across the San Francisco Bridge into the jungle, you just let them live there? I don't know what's going on here, Lewis. I need a haircut. I trimmed my beard at least. I don't know. I feel like I look like myself here. Like I have a wig on.
No, you look fine, mate. Don't worry about it. Don't feel self-conscious.
I feel so self-conscious because there's so much British talk today that... I feel like I've lost myself.
Have you lost yourself? Really?
Yeah, it sounds like a song. Maybe an Oasis song. Walking down.
Probably.
Faster than a cannonball. Conservative commentator Calvin Robinson, Lewis. He's reacting to Nicola Sturgeon's plan for another attempt at Scottish independence. Of course, we're not unfamiliar with an offshoot of our culture trying to separate from our country called Quebec.
Sure.
Many of us compare it in those ways. What's going on here? Is there a basis for this in terms of particular policy? Are their politics so much different than the rest of the United Kingdom that they want to separate based on that? What's the real reason here that you can tell the non-UK audience?
Well, the Scottish National Party, or Nicola Sturgeon's SNP, to me are just the Scottish version of the BNP, personally, where they've managed to manipulate most of their voters into this ultra-nationalistic styled policies and votes. Now, you mentioned Calvin Robinson, good friend of mine, very, very cool dude, completely in agreement with what he's been saying, and his reaction to this Indie referendum Part 2. Now, of course, back in 2014, Scotland took to task, the referendum of independence. Should Scotland be an independent country? And of course, 55% voted no, and 45%, of course, voted yes. Now, she's trying her luck again at possibly the worst time to do it. She proposed this for 2023, where she is looking to, of course, remove or basically dismember the union. And, of course, I've nearly been ratioed on Twitter for putting up the same opinion as Calvin Robinson, where I believe that the vote should be extended to the rest of the UK because it affects us all. Now, a lot of people are saying that that you can use the same argument for Brexit. Oh yeah, as if I'm going to go and ask Slovenia whether the Slovenian citizens should vote for Britain leaving the European Commission. It doesn't make sense. It's a silly argument. This is a family. This is a union. It is very, very drastically different, even though that Scotland has a devolved parliament and can, of course, muster up their own laws with, of course, the permission of the Queen as well. But we can, of course, talk about that a little bit later.
Queen just turned 263 the other day. I saw that.
Absolutely. Shedding season.
So they have, much like Quebec here, they have the ability to make laws. I'm sure they blame a lot of their problems on the rest of the United Kingdom. What do you think?
Of course.
Where do you think this vote's going to go? Do you think it's going to be close? Do you think it's going to be a landslide in either direction? What are your predictions here?
Predictions. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think how it works is she has to get permission from Boris first in order to set up the referendum. So this is only a proposal at the minute for 2023 in October. So, but my prediction is no. I think the union will stand. I think we're going through such a harsh economic standstill at the minute. Of course, a lot of people, not just in Scotland, but in England, Northern Ireland and Wales as well, are not happy with the current projections of this government and their own devolved governments as well. So I think the union is here to stay, personally. But, you know, politics is politics. Some things, of course, happen. Brexit happened. Trump happened. So who knows what's going to happen? Personally, I'm a unionist. Personally, I believe we should stick together, even though economically it would make sense for Scotland to leave, because of course England would actually be better off economically by doing so. But I don't think that warrants enough for the breakup of the union, personally. But I don't know if we have that clip of Calvin Robinson. Oh yes, we do. But this is Calvin Robinson reacting to Nicola Sturgeon, the dwarf from the North's proposal.
Calvin Robinson, this was a once-in-a-generation vote.
So she said.
And here we are 8 years later.
No,
well, it's not 8 years, is it? No. It's not 8 years.
Well, this is the thing. If she does manage to get away with it, and I hope she doesn't, but if she does, they should put in the legislation that this is it. There are no more. Because I think if she gets at Indy Ref 2, which she will lose, she would ask for Indy Ref 3. It will go on and on until she gets the result that she wants. And perhaps, actually, we should look at a whole UK-wide referendum. Let everyone vote on it. I mean, I'm a big unionist myself. I'd love to see Scotland remain in the UK. But I think there are a lot of English people that are getting fed up with this question being asked.
Calvin Robinson looking a lot like soccer player Axel Witsel, if we want to bring that up. I don't think producer Olivia might know who that is. AXELWITSEL. It's very interesting, and I think back to the last separation vote I can think of, which was Catalonia in Spain, and how the government deemed that to be illegal and cracked down, not unlike Brits, with billy clubs on the voters that were there. Go ahead and show him there, Olivia. Yeah, pretty close. He's not Belgian, I don't think, like Witsel is here, but he's a solid player. You know, you got to pick him up in FIFA from time to time. Solid 80 rating. Of course. But I would wonder that even if it's not allowed to happen, if they don't get permission to it, if they go ahead and do it anyways. Am I correct in saying, Lewis, that Scotland is further left than the general population of England or the rest of the UK?
That is correct. They're very liberal in their ways. Of course, Scotland is known for their they have a hate crime bill that, of course, comedian Count Dankula talks about a lot, where they're cracking down on mean tweets harder than us Brits. I say Brits, harder than us Englishmen. So, yeah, they are more liberal in that sense. They want to achieve the net zero policy as well. They're accelerating that. When I went to cover the climate summit, you could see projections of the let's do net zero together.
That was a fun time, those videos of yours. I enjoyed those series of videos. So they want to go the New Zealand route. And the reason I asked is maybe they're far enough out there that they'll just say, you know what, we're having our election regardless, without you guys. And even if it's I don't know if you want to call it a fake election or a practice election, so they can have the results and say, see, we told you people want to separate, and then if people say they don't want to separate, then of course they won't mention that. But I could see it going that direction. I just don't know the fervor in which Scotland might have to be, go its own way, as you will. Scotland's MGTOW movement or something, to throw it back to 2017 or something. Scotland going its own way, SIGTOW. So it remains to be seen, I guess. Probably next summer or something they would plan that for?
October, I believe, in 2023. That's the proposal date. Of course, whether Boris Johnson goes ahead with that and says yes or no, well, that's all everyone's guess at the minute. And of course, I don't think it's in Boris's interest as well to say yes. I mean, Of course, he's not very liked as it is. And to be the prime minister that is the one to have the union broken up, it's not going to look good, is it?
No.
So I'm not even sure if the vote will be accepted or not. But, we shall see. We shall see.
Rumble rant us or Odyssey hyper chat us your prediction. Scotland leave, does Scotland stay, or does the election happen at all, as they might say in England? Boris Johnson is saying that Putin's invasion of Ukraine is a product of toxic masculinity. Pot Kettle? What's this girl's name?
Pot Kettle, bruv.
Harriet
Williamson.
Harriet Williamson. Pot Kettle, bruv? What do you think, bruvs?
What do you think?
Let's scroll down and read a little bit about this. Boris Johnson, that well-known champion of women's rights. Okay, we're starting off on a good foot. An outspoken advocate for gender equality has declared while attending the G7 summit in Germany that Russian President Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine is a, quote, perfect example of toxic masculinity. So he's bringing in the Ukraine sentiment, he's bringing in the feminist sentiment, and they're combining for sheer stupidity and virtue signaling. Lewis, what are your thoughts on this? Is it even necessary to combine these two things to make your point?
I don't know what's happened. I just don't know what's happened with conservatives nowadays. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, he also mentioned that Putin wouldn't have invaded if it was a woman that was in charge. Was also
of Ukraine,
of course, his point. It wouldn't invade Ukraine, no, if it was a woman in charge. And I'm just like, these sorts of debates are just so fickle and pointless. Why are we...
So shouldn't he not be prime minister then, for everybody's safety?
He's also calling for more women to be leaders or world leaders in that respect. Just based on gender, of course, not on competence at all. It's all based on that, not merit.
I mean, women do get voted into office in places. It's not like this doesn't happen. And in the United States alone, there's more female voters than there are men. So maybe they're just not voting for themselves every time.
Was it during the Trump era as well, to do with Congress? Wasn't it was appointed more women than ever before in Congress? Was that a thing?
You can't appoint people to Congress, Lewis. Let's get your American politics.
That's idiotic.
He appointed more more women to his cabinet, is what you're looking for. As he sips his vodka, probably.
That's it. That's why I said that. I'm just, too drunk at the minute.
He's just absolutely off his rocker. He is this morning, even though it's afternoon in both of our time zones. Well, we can think of a lot of places around the world where there are female leaders. Yep. I mentioned Australia. I believe Finland as well. I mean, Theresa... Didn't I say New Zealand? Theresa May was... Oh, did I? Sorry. Might as well be. No, I'm just kidding. Theresa May was his predecessor. Angela Merkel. I mean, there's not exactly a...
Finland?
I said Finland. You just missed that when you were interrupting me again.
We're having this sort of afternoon, I think, where we're both just really trying to...
It was that trip to Derby County, wasn't it?
It was.
It just did you in.
Changed me.
So it's not like it's just such empty platitudes, and you would think for a person in power that you don't really need to make those. Reminds me of Patrick Brown here in Canada, just always saying unnecessary dumb stuff. And all we need is a British David Menzies to go catch Boris doing things he's not supposed to. Up next, we can throw to Stephen Fry, another Brit.
Yeah.
He's calling on the British public to back Extinction Rebellion. Stephen Fry. I'm surprised by that, Lewis.
Are you? No, he's a pretty big eco-warrior, mate.
Okay.
Believes in the alarmism.
Well, I guess I haven't heard his environmental takes before.
Well, they're a bit out there. It says Stephen Fry has called on the British public to back Extinction Rebellion. So get your glue out. In a new video released by the climate change protest group, the actor and comedian speaks to the camera and throws his support behind the movement, saying, reasonable people, I think, understand that something has to be done.
Has to be done.
Fossil fuels. Of course.
So he's reading off
the video posted.
Go ahead.
Sorry, mate. Shall I keep going?
Yeah.
The video posted to YouTube comes as Extinction Rebellion plans its next wave of actions with co-founder Roger Hallam, promising the same is not greater. Disruption then was promising the same if not greater disruption than was seen in 2019 demonstrations, basically calling for more disruptions and advocating for it. Yeah, it's quite sad, really, that these out of touch celebrity types are, of course, saying all of this and parroting all of this reckless rhetoric almost. And we've sat there before, me and you, Andrew, looking through the climate activists, especially the unhinged ones over here across the pond. So, you've seen what they're like. You've seen that the type of alarmism they're espousing is absolute nonsense. So, I don't know, what's your take? You're surprised by this, Andrew.
Well, I guess I just...
Stephen Fry.
I guess I've heard him before, and he's made sense before on other issues, and I never heard him talk about this. But I think they're going to end up pushing it too far. They're trying to force this green agenda through. They tried it softly a few years ago under the Green New Deal in the United States, and it didn't work. And I think they're trying to push it in too quickly here. They're saying, hey, the gas prices are up. Why not buy an electric car? Not taking into consideration that people can't just buy an electric car, not they care about people going poor. But I think they're going to push it too far. And obviously this is part of a bit of a global agenda here to push things into their preferred trillionaires direction. And I think somebody like Emmanuel Macron benefited from getting into this early, where he was elected in 2017, I believe, or was it re-elected? I can't remember, but he won in 2017 on this energy agenda, which spawned the Yellow Vest movement, which spawned energy protests from truckers, surprisingly, in France. But it was in 2017. It was a little bit early, and people were sort of being like, oh, it doesn't really matter that much. There isn't this global crisis of energy shortage or prices going on. And he sort of benefited from that, I feel like. And he said, well, this is what you voted for. Well, people weren't as poor as early as 5 years ago. They had Trump pushing things through, and China as well, forced to take cuts in their own profits, which benefited the whole world, not just the United States and Canada. But I won't allow Trump to take credit for France, I'll say, or England. But I think he benefited from that, whereas now people are more, let's say, awake to the agenda a bit here, and it's not going to be pushed through as easily, especially not in places of the United States where they're being hit the hardest with inflation and gas prices. The UK produces some of its own oil, and it will continue to get more from Saudi Arabia, I'm sure, and that's why they have no problem cutting Russia off in countries that are that much closer to the West. Joe Biden's meeting with Saudi Arabia, I believe, next month, to try to befriend them after he said that they should be ostracized. Having said that, I think it's not that hard for, unfortunately, Lewis, the British public and the Australian public alike to be pushed down this green agenda hole deeper than the further west countries such as Canada, the United States. I think your country and Australia are more susceptible to these sorts of things because they're not, there isn't, correct me if I'm wrong, but and I know I joke about it, but there isn't as much reliance on cars in the United Kingdom as there is in America, where everything can be built there, whereas, they can get it from Japan, of course, and Korea cars as well, but America has this huge reliance, and so does Canada, a huge reliance on the preservation of the oil and gas industry, whereas countries like the UK and Australia do not. The Netherlands are suffering from it, but they have their own gas company in Shell where they can benefit, and other Eastern European countries that get oil from Russia and are being begged to get off Russian oil, they're going to be hit much harder than this. But correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm saying that England and the United Kingdom are more easily pushed in a green energy direction.
There is some truth to that. Obviously, the trains aren't very reliable at the minute because of the strikes, so it's kind of at a standstill. But I'd like to ask Mr. Fry, how does a electric vehicle battery, how is that powered?
Well, there is that video we watched, I think maybe the last time we were on together, Lewis, or the time before that. We watched that video where the guy was talking about, it was some county in the United States where they just unveiled electric energy chargers, and they were asking how it was powered, and it was like 94% of the energy that they were getting was from a coal plant. I expected it to just be like a nuclear plant or something like that, but it was actually coal energy. And we can look this up as well, producer Olivia and producers Efron and Danielle and whomever may be back there behind the dark screen watching us, judging us.
Misjudging, yeah.
Misgendering us. Now I forget what I was going to say. No, but there's European countries that are having to bring back more coal production because they're being begged to get off Russian oil. I believe it's Eastern European countries. I can't remember which one specifically, but European countries bringing back more coal.
Germany, I think you mean.
Was it Germany?
Germany's one of them.
Because they rely a lot on Russian oil. Europe may need to return to coal as Russia reduces gas flows. So Russia said, hey, you want to shut us off? Let's just do it for you because our economy is doing fine anyways because of our new Chinese and Indian deals. Scroll down a bit, please. Yep. This is about a week ago. Europe's biggest buyers of Russian gas raced to find alternative fuel supplies on Monday. You can burn more coal to cope with reduced gas flows. Germany, Italy, Austria, and the Netherlands have all signaled that coal-fired power plants could help see the continent through a crisis. It's almost as if I'm a genius, Louis Brackpool. I mentioned the Netherlands. I mean, I just say these things. They flow through me like monkeypox does currently.
Of course.
Any more comments on
Get that vaccine, mate.
I'm quadruple vaxxed, YouTube. Just like Avi Yemeni told me to be in a recent tweet of his. No, he showed some tweet where some Australian reporter was so excited to get vaccinated and then cut to them being sick. Ghislaine or Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine.
No comments there. Getting a little bit cheeky in the British feed over there. Learned that she's going to be sentenced to 20 years, which I'm sure will stick, Lewis. I'm sure she'll serve all 20 years in a very rough prison. 20 years in sex trafficking. She was probably partying up for more than that, so you should probably sentence her to more than that, more than she partied for. But who am I, Lewis?
Release the clients is what I say. Release the clients, and Maxwell didn't kill herself.
They say that the client list is out there. It's unverified, so I don't know what to say about that. Let's go non-CBC. Can we get a non-CBC reference? I don't care for they're gonna be soft on her in some way. I just know it. Somebody at the CBC is gonna have a soft spot for Ghislaine Maxwell. I know it. They wrote me a letter last week telling me so. What's this? We got New York Times. Weapons of mass destruction over there. Ghislaine Maxwell receives 20 years for aiding Epstein in sex trafficking. Convicted of conspiring with Epstein to recruit, groom, and abuse underage girls, will spend much of the rest of her life in prison. How old is she, Lewis? 60-something?
I'm not sure. I thought she was in her 50s.
Well, if she's in jail for 20 years, it's not going to be a fun time for the rest of her life. One, Lewis predict, and please pay Chattis, everybody. She's 60. There you go. Till she's 80. Hopefully, she'll be in prison.
Oh, wow.
She's
okay.
Pay Chattis, everybody, if you think she's going to go to jail or if you think she's going to commit suicide. Not that
she's on watch list now.
She is now on the suicide watch list.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton told me herself and called me and told her. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I shouldn't say it. Pay Chattis to tell us what you think is going to happen. So, Lewis, you tell us what you think is going to happen. Will she face a sentence? Will it be cut short? Make a big prediction here. And then write it on the QAnon board afterwards. Q's back, by the
Oh,
way,
God.
you guys. I don't know if you saw that.
Apparently
Q is back.
so. Yeah, apparently so.
Whoever at the
FBI
FBI decided to go on 8chan or 4chan, whichever one it was, and say, "Hey guys, it's Q again." How can you even know? Like, that's what I don't understand. As a non-channer, I don't know how you know it's the same person as before. Doesn't it give you a randomized ID? Or do you just say Q?
So.
Hey, guys, it's Q here. Sup, you guys?
it's Q here.
It's Queen Romana here.
I don't think she's gonna do that sentence personally, and I'm trying to say it in a way that's not gonna get flagged. But yeah, no, she's not gonna do that sentence. No way.
Well, YouTube doesn't count.
No way.
Twitter's not going to
doesn't
do
it?
anything. I mean, as long as we're not like
Okay.
our channel's not hurt by it. If they can't they can't triple demonetize us. Maybe they can.
Yeah, well, that's my prediction. She's not going to see that full sentence. No way.
I'm not
No
even.
way.
I'm not even sure she's going to see more than like a year. And what kind of prison is this? Is another question. Is it going to be? Are they going to send her to what? The Faroe Islands? Do you guys own that? Isle of Man,
Faroe
perhaps.
Islands.
Going to send her
The
to
Shetland Islands.
Isle of Man, where they filmed that movie. What's that movie called, Lewis? They filmed that movie. Is it just called Isle of Man, where the guy who played a detective on TV needs to actually solve a crime? It's a funny movie. How can you not have seen this? I've seen a movie about Isle of Man, and you haven't.
Yeah, well, there you go. No,
Detective Isle of Man. I'm coaching like Joe Rogan on his podcast here. It's a detective Isle of Man. Last few years, guy with a mustache.
I can't remember. I don't know that one, mate. Sorry, just rambling like a madman.
Just rambling like a madman he was, and then he started going off on the Isle of Man and Ghislaine Maxwell. There it is, Mindhorn. Yeah.
Mindhorn.
I'm allowed to say it in an English way because I'm French. This is actually.
Is that a 3-star?
6.3.
Or is that a 4-star?
6.3 out of 10 on IMDb is high. Anything over 5.
Oh, it's Oh, that's the guy from the Mighty Boosh. Right,
It's a funny movie. I suggest you watch it. I think it's on Netflix. But 6.3 is high on Netflix.
No, I need to have a look at that. I've not seen that.
It's very British,
at all, but I do like him. He's very funny.
It's British, but not too British that a person from a country with a regular sense of humor wouldn't find it funny.
Regular sense of humor.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the way you done that.
Thank you.
I believe, Mr. Andrew, we are to go to an ad break.
Yes, we do. And then if we have any paid chats, let's get to that after that. Lewis has to go pour some tea, so we're going to play an ad here. BRB, everybody.
BRB.
Welcome back to
Did you do the riff?
Infowars.com. Yeah, I was just in the background. No, I like that. It makes it so that we can come back. rebelnews.com/live streams to get your daily feed, and you can get your weekly feed of Lewis and Andrew. Do we have any paid chats, any insults we can get to here? We need like a dinger, like a counter. Bing! Aqua Skies. It always makes me think of Arnold Schwarzenegger. The Aqua Skies. 3636.
Aqua Skies.
Exactly. Extinction Rebellion, Greta, part of WEF. Thank you to you both and Rebel. Is Greta officially part of the WEF, Lewis? Has she spoken there? I don't think she has.
That is a very good question because I don't want to say yes. It would make sense, but we haven't gotten to the part of the climate reset on our docu-series, so that needs to be looked into mega.
Wow.
But she is, globalist puppet.
She's
anyway,
an
we know
independent.
You can see the strings, mate, when she goes up to Glastonbury and she's on stage just drowning people in a... Yeah, she's literally like that.
Like when Mr. Burns is in a coma or whatever?
Yeah. Show us your GCSEs, mate.
GCSEs.
Oh yeah, you don't know that, do you? That's wasted. GCSEs is like grades, school grades.
Wow. What's that stand for?
Don't do this to me. Oh, there she is.
You must
You can see the strings. Can you not see the strings?
Stop standing where you are.
How many bands has she got? It's not good for the
There's
environment.
nothing written on this piece of papers. I'm just standing here.
Do you know tracksuit?
I've went back. I'm actually a time traveler. I went back to 1996 to get these tearaways. How dare you make a comment about my tearaways? Glastonbury, are you ready to separate from the UK? Save the bees. If you're not eating bees... Okay. This is from Christopher Rufo, which is a great name, by the way. I don't even know if this is real. I saw it on mute, so I don't know if... I'm hoping it's not real. Disney's upcoming show called Baymax, whatever the... I almost swore there, Lewis. This is what you do to me. Promotes the transgender flag and the idea that men can have periods, that's good, to children as young as 2 years old. That's what we want. We want people who can't speak yet to think the opposite of biology. Let's just play this and you'll get a roar reaction. Okay, it's like a cartoon.
Which of these products would you recommend?
Well, these are the tampons I usually use.
Thank you.
I prefer pads. They're more comfortable for me.
Thank you.
I always get the ones with wings.
Thank you.
Get them scented and bleach-free if you can.
Thank you.
Yo, my daughter loves these.
Thank you.
These might be
Oh my
easier if
God.
it's her first period.
Thank
These are really environmentally friendly.
I mean,
Cult.
if that was some sort of sketch or some sort of regular cartoon, it wouldn't be as weird. But why are you talking about tampons to children? Like, why? Like,
I'm sick of it.
and why is like they
absolutely
show
sick of
one
it.
black guy and he's like, "Yo, my daughter loves these." Like he has to
It's
come
just
out like
terrible.
that. Like what? They're so wildly out of touch that they don't even realize
Yeah.
their own stupidity and prejudices.
Yeah.
And that's always how it happens, isn't it, Lewis? They want to
Well,
be
of
so
course.
inoffensive that they end up being offensive in the sense of what they would find offensive. It's so stupid. And like it's a robot, I get it. It's supposed to be the robot, but like
Gender neutral robot.
episode 3 that robot's going to be like, I am a man, and also be dressed as a woman. And who just walked around
And
with
then
a
it just gets
transgender
cancelled.
flag shirt? Like, you must know. You must know that I'm
See-
transgender.
So you've got these ridiculous, like cartoons, coming out from these guys, but then you have like Beavis do Butthead.
Beavis do
And,
Butthead, did he just say? Can we run that
Yep.
back, production team?
Yep.
Beavis do Butthead. Let's mark that
Bring it
one
back.
down 33 minutes into the live stream. There you have Beavis do Butthead. I heard these American blokes made a cartoon. One of them's got
I'm
name
so
is Beavis.
sorry. I'm having a day. I'm having a day.
One of its name is after a bum. Continue, Lewis. I'm sorry. It's been a long time. You can tell it's been weeks since we spoke.
That cartoon, right, where they're
In your
sort of
American
pushing back
accent,
and
please.
mocking. I'm not. No.
Find that
it's not-
clip,
It's
yeah,
not
we'll-
right.
Let's play that
Yeah,
clip.
find that clip
We've
where
got
they
it.
where they push back on white privilege and things like that.
Yeah, let's just play it. Let's just play it. Mike Judge is
Play
going to
that.
care.
This is a classic example of white privilege, and you both have it.
What's that?
Anyone want to fill them in?
Yeah, I'll do it. Okay. So, white privilege is when white people, particularly men, automatically assume they can take whatever they want. And they never have to worry about getting stopped by the police. And they have the inside track for any job
I've got
they...
this one, Aisha. They have the inside track
Is
for
that
any
writer Dave?
job they want.
Exactly, Gage. Thank you for that.
Gage.
That's
Gage.
white privilege.
Whoa. And we have that?
You sure do.
I see.
Whoa. I never realized this stuff.
Yeah, you've really opened up my eyes.
Well, I'm glad we've been able to enlighten you. The real question is, do you think you'll be acting differently from now on?
I guarantee it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Step aside, please. We have white privilege.
Yeah. Check it out. Hey. Don't worry, it's okay.
Lewis and Avi and Davos.
We automatically assume we can take what we want, and we don't have to worry about the police. It's okay. You didn't know. We didn't either. Good stuff. Yeah.
This is what we were taught, sir.
We're subverting existing paradigms.
This rules. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm glad we went to college.
Yeah, it's like, now I have the skills for today's workplace.
Yeah. Very good.
Very cool, Lewis.
Very good. Cool. So we've got people that are pushing back at least on nonsensical stuff, nonsensical rhetoric, which is great. It's great news.
It's going to be a great movie, and I implore everyone to go triple masked and watch it in the movie theaters. Now I'm reading the next thing that I didn't know we were talking about, which says Elmo is now vaccinated. I mean, I thought he would have been 2 years ago. They pushed the propaganda pretty hard to children, of course. Vaccines and transgenderism and drag queens, pretty much all you need to know. Elmo is now vaccinated for COVID-19, says CNN Health. I'm hoping there's a video where, that was Elmo's Southern father that they mocked basically early on. There's a child in a mask, of course. Scroll down and see if there's a clip. They want you to scroll down. There you go. Let's go ahead and play that. It's probably a promo. It's a PSA, so I don't think it'll get us taken down or anything.
You were super duper today, getting your COVID vaccine, Elmo.
Get your vaccine.
It was a little pinch, but it was okay. Elmo was really glad to have Daddy and Baby David there with him.
Who's Baby
David?
David?
Where are you?
I had a lot of questions about Elmo getting the COVID vaccine. Was it safe? Was it the right decision? I talked to our pediatrician so I could make the right
Elmo's
choice.
dumbass Southern
I
father
learned
had
that
questions.
Elmo getting vaccinated is the best way to keep himself, our friends, neighbors, and everyone else healthy and enjoying the things they love.
Oh, Daddy! Oh, Elmo and Baby David have a question. Can we have a hug?
Oh, come here, son.
Elmo loves you, Daddy.
I love you too.
It's okay to have questions about...
It's okay if your stupid Southern parents have questions. Just get the damn vaccine anyways. Elmo did it. I mean, that's the
wish
angle.
I could make more jokes.
That's the angle.
But,
he's got a Southern accent. Even of course he's got questions because he's from the South, so he doesn't just believe the science.tm. But he's even learned that it's safe for the fourth time.
It's just, I mean, didn't the Muppets do something as well about January 6th? Is that another thing?
The Muppets did January 6th Part 2, and then Colbert's team did January 6th Part 3. So maybe that was going to be part of the series.
If you can see it, the propaganda machine works.
I wouldn't play that one because every time Stephen Colbert's people will take down every clip, so I wouldn't play that one. Go watch it yourself. Yeah. Stephen Colbert, Muppets. They just call everyone Nazi adjacent and coup and insurrectionist and everything like that.
Sure.
Now we can finally think. I think we've gone from the UK up here on the map to United States down here. No, wait, down there. We're going to come up to Canada for the University of Toronto story here we've got. And thankfully, it's about time, they're doing a degree for black health, which of course is maybe about... only 99% of the similarities of people with different skin colors. Who knows? Maybe there's some sort of legitimacy. Maybe it's focusing on illnesses that overwhelmingly affect black people. This is a thing. There are some illnesses that affect black women more than women of other races. Let's hope and let us pray that that's what the article is going to tell us, Lewis. I'm setting us up for success here. Let's go ahead and read it from the Toronto Star so you know it's good and run by the government. U of T is starting a master's degree in black health to specifically train students entering healthcare fields on how to improve the system and provide better care. So you're going to get a master's degree in health that won't actually teach you about being a doctor or a surgeon or anything. You're going to spend, I don't know, $250,000 at the University of Toronto for this. RAP to good schools. how to improve the system. An assistant professor at the Dalai Lama School of Public Health at U of T. I'm not sure what that even means, if that's whatever, I guess. This is something that's not only life-changing, but really critical for our community to have, to work differently with black folks and really address not only anti-black racism, but wellness and healing in our communities. Now, it's odd because usually the woke crowd says that black people are underprivileged and they don't have enough money to attend prestigious universities at U of T. Will you be paying probably at least $70,000 a year, maybe a bit lower, maybe $30,000 on the lower end. Can we try to find out how much this program costs? Is it available now or is it not available yet? Because if it's available now, you'll be able to find on the U of T website the tuition cost. But Lewis, actually, let's bring it back up. I want to read more about what the program is first before we go completely scorched earth on it. Since, of course, COVID-19 disproportionately affected. It's like I'm an oracle, Lewis. It's like I was born inside an SJW underground cave in the Planet of the Apes movie where they're fighting off the apes, and instead of apes and mutants, it's actually just social justice warriors and me, and I'm fighting them off with spears. But let's go back. Thank you for pulling it off the website for me to go on a tangent. But it's clear that inequities in healthcare that black communities have faced for many decades have been confronted by the healthcare system. As those communities require continued investment in improved care to combat historical anti-black racism perpetuates harm, she says. The 2-year program, so I don't know how it's a master's program at all, so I guess you can finish your master's with it or something. I'm not sure how that works. Welcome the first cohort of 10 students in the fall of 2023. Timothy submitted a proposal to the university at the end of 2021 after consulting communities, just communities in general. Some of the core competencies of the program include students developing understandings of the social and historical context that have led to a black health crisis in the black community. I mean, you could just read this on the internet. You don't need to go to university for this if you really want to learn about this. Many years, black communities have been outspoken about mistreatment in the health system, including not being believed about their pain. Let's click on that article. I want to see the source about not being believed about their pain. Another internal article, of course. Knock down anti-black racism in medicine. 2 powerhouse advocates tell healthcare sector. A new CMAJ article says Shri Parodkar. All right. For years, black people have shared with data scientists, governments, academics, journalists, not being believed in hospitals. All right, let's see what this article source is. And I know we're going deep into the race and gender columnist here about 2 people who say that they were not believed. I've been to the emergency department and told I wasn't having a crisis. They didn't believe me until I threw up on myself. It turns out I had a blood clot and the vein was twice the normal size. Unnamed black man. In Ontario Ministry of Health report in 2017. And rapper John River, and I know this is a lot, but I want to get to where they proved that it was because of their race. Went to a hospital. He was treated like he was faking his symptoms to get drugs. When he turned to social media for help, well-wishers told him how he and his family acted and dressed at the hospital. So because people on social media told him that it was because of how he was dressed, then this is the basics for this series of articles, that these people were turned away at a hospital or not believed because of their race. I digress, Lewis. I have too many victories today. It's getting to my head.
I mean, I don't really know what to say other than why. Like, why?
Because most people aren't going to do those 2 clicks. Most people don't have producer Olivia's hand to click for them. They can't do the 2 clicks to figure out the lie within the lie. From race and gender columnists. Race and gender are so similar that you can just have a columnist cover both fields.
I've got nothing else to add, to be honest, other than
a squiggly line through it.
Yeah, it's just, I just don't understand. Is this taken off, this degree?
Next year with 10 people,
Next year with 10 people.
And we'll find out how much it is, and then those people who take it will say, well, this is for social justice, so it needs to be subsidized further. And then they'll get into it for free. We're seeing the website here, which is always good, that it has a communist black fist at the top of it. This is the school within. So I don't know if it works this way in the States. It might, but in Canada, like you have a university, then you have a school within the university or a college. My brother went to St. Michael's College, I believe, within the University of Toronto. So that's good that it has a black fist. We're looking for it right now. Is this the actual course? I can't hear her. It's fine. So whenever you go to a website that's for education and it starts off with a black raised fist, a communist fist, you know you're in good hands. We've taken a deep enough dive into that I think we know what we're going to get. Or I can make another prediction. But we'll see if the government subsidizes the cost for that even more than usual to make it relatively cheap for students to, all 10 of them to sit in a drum circle and talk about that. This was an interesting story from yesterday. Cassidy Hutchinson, who is a former aide to the White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, claims that she heard that Trump demanded to be taken to the Capitol after January 6th and attempted to grab the wheel. So all the way from the back of the vehicle, 70-something-year-old Trump leaned forward, "Give me the wheel. We're going back to the Capitol." It's really ruining my throat. "Give me the wheel. I demand we turn back. No transgenders are going to stop me from storming the Capitol." Let's hear it.
Relayed to him, "We're not. You don't have the assets to do it. It's not secure. We're going back to the West Wing." The president had very strong, a very angry response to that.
Smiling.
Tony described him as being irate.
Oh, it wasn't her experience. Somebody
The
described
president
it.
said something to the effect of, "I'm the effing president. Take me up to the Capitol now." To which Bobby responded, "Sir, we have to go back to the West Wing." The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel.
"Give me the wheel."
Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering
That
wheel.
sounds so believable.
We're going back
So
to the West
believable.
Wing. We're not going to the Capitol."
Sounds like he's got dementia and he's like
Mr. Trump
trying
then
to
used
steal a
his free
car.
hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel. And when Mr. Renato had recounted this story to me, he had motioned towards his clavicles.
Of course. Those January 6 hearings are just amazing.
Course. Like AOC, when she wasn't even in the building and she
That's
was
right.
traumatized. Of course.
So much trauma going on. And by the way, who tweeted it? Let me think. But 2 members of the Secret Service said that they're willing to testify that this is not true and this did not happen. So it's,
wow.
All they have to do is they just throw out the lie. The leftist media brings it all in. And I think even the Australian media, I saw Avi really perusing Avi's Twitter this morning. And all they have to do is put it out there. And then it's out there. And even though it's debunked a mere 12 or 10 hours later, it's still out there, Lewis, and the damage is done.
Of course, because that's how it works, It's just to defame and smear a person relentlessly. So even when you do provide the facts of the situation or context, the damage has already been done.
There you go. So they're reporting on
There
it.
you go.
It's damning evidence. Of course, if this was to happen in England, it would be Boris Johnson trying to take the reins of the horse and carriage. "No, Mr. Prime Minister, we've got to go back to Downing Street." And then the horses
I'm
jump
not
on.
doing an impression.
All right, that's fine.
Sorry, mate.
What's next? Ottawa
Not
Police
today.
Service. We got any paid chats to get to now? All right, let's throw some more up, Lewis. You go ahead.
Sure. What have we got today? Cushy 1124, $10. Thank you very much. In a world where they seek to distract us, the fact that they haven't released the client list should tell folks exactly how big this plot is. Great coverage, as always, gentlemen. Thank you very much. It's very kind as well. And yeah, it just goes to show you as well. They are scared. They are worried. So
we're all scared. We're all worried.
Of course, because
scared every day.
I'm scared every day as well. Lizards are out to get me, mate.
Who was it that my friend Eric from Tatum Report got a Instagram demonetization for sharing one of those lizard memes? Where the lizard
so did
people are
I.
all at the party. They're cracking down on the lizard memes, Lewis.
They actually are. They're cracking down on the lizard memes. So that's funny, in a way. Yeah, I've been demonetized because of that.
Because of the lizard memes, we have to go to another break here. We'll be right back after we de-lizardify the studios.
We shed.
With Tony Blair, the Queen, George Bush,
Obama,
Hillary. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, Canada Day is nearly upon us, and that glorious and free country, Canada, well, it's been under attack as of late by politicians like Justin Trudeau, who seem to be completely oblivious to accountability and to Canadian principles. One of the ways we can hold politicians accountable is by having strong, independent media that is willing to ask tough questions and tell the other side of the story. You can show your Canadian pride and support Rebel News by going to rebelnewsstore.com now, grabbing yourself some Canada Day swag, and representing Rebel News. Best of all, you can use the code CANADA25 to buy one item and get 25% off your next item. Again, rebelnewsstore.com.
Sorry.
Did Adam say swag?
I know. I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say Adam saying swag is a monumental occasion, I think. Do you have any holiday on Friday? You're just going to laugh at us.
Just basically laugh.
That's unbelievable.
From Astray? I think I got that wrong again. Oh, yeah. Gosh.
Put down the vodka, bud. You know, I've been watching a lot of Mad Men lately, and the amount they drank was insane. Straight vodka, too, in that show. We've got time for, I think, one more story before we get to our plays of the week. Do you want racist, homophobic, and misogynistic, or Justin Trudeau? Which could be confused for either.
The first one. It's got to be, surely.
All right. Racist, homophobic, misogynistic signs or speech at public Canada Day events will not be tolerated because there were so many the first time. Right. Even though those were debunked by Alexa Lavoie. Racist, homophobic, misogynistic signs. I don't know what a misogynistic sign says. Make a sandwich, please. Get back in the kitchen. I've never seen a homophobic sign at any protest. Like, even, like, I don't know. During Canada Day planning update at a meeting of the Ottawa Police Services Board Monday night, interim OPS chief, Ontario Police Services, I think, or Ottawa Police Service, sorry, Steve Bell, was asked by board member Jeff Leiper if police would you guys tolerate bad things? Excuse me, Chief of Police, would you be okay with mean and evil things being said? Would you just be okay with that? Where they're accompanied by otherwise unlawful behavior? So, not only would you be okay with mean things being said, would you be okay with them if crimes were also being committed while these things were being said? Tell me, would you? My God, Lewis. That's a real reporter. That person can be found on realreporters.ca, I believe.
I mean, let me tell you something, mate. It's coming for Canada. I mean, we've already been on the non-hate crime incidents, reports over here in the UK, being arrested for mean tweets and saying jokes on stage. A comedian had to give a statement recently over here for telling a joke that offended an audience member.
Yeah, but you don't have a Midwest in the UK is the problem. I mean, technically you do somewhere, but you don't have a people that'll just be like, no. That's
true.
You don't have a Manitoba.
True. Everyone just goes, do you know what? Yeah,
it's too cold here.
It, officer.
It's too cold there. I don't know. What would you consider a town that's in the Midwest of the of England?
Midwest. That's a good question. I would say, I don't know.
Glancing at a map right now.
Oh yeah, bring the map up.
I thought you were looking at a map. Remember when I tried to draw a map of the UK?
Yeah, that was funny. And me trying to point out where where particular parts of Canada were terrible. But then you see these people like bringing up maps and going onto Google Street View and being able to pinpoint exactly. Oh, yeah, that's in the Seychelles. Oh, that's in Taiwan. It's like,
I saw one yesterday that was like Google Earth of going into some like underground meeting facility in the northwest of Australia. Well, yeah, let's zoom in on this map here. What's a midwestern town here in Jolly old England.
Right.
I mean,
so we're going to go
Birmingham.
for England. You got to cut a lot of that out. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Coventry.
Keep going.
Bristol.
I would say Coventry would be one. Northampton.
Birmingham. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gloucester.
Yeah, I would say
know all
Coventry
these
would be-
places.
Yeah.
Truro.
Yeah, just
I'm
because
not-
of FIFA, mate.
Exactly. I'm not familiar with Truro, Torbay. See if there's
How'd you
any-
say that one in G, near Newport or above Newport? How'd you say that one?
Where is? Oh, Gloucester.
In Wales. Yeah.
Or do you prefer Gloucester?
Gloucester.
You can't pronounce the
Gloucester.
C. Exactly. Leicester,
Gloucester.
isn't it? Leicester as well.
Leicester.
That's stupid. It's not Leicester. Fucking
That's
read
stupid.
English. That's stupid, you guys.
What do you say the one bottom left?
Plymouth?
PL. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well
we
done.
have that
Let's
place
try
here
it.
too.
Next to Torbay, what's that one? Beginning with D.
Dorchester?
Okay. Getting there. The ABCs with Andrew Chapados.
Next week we're gonna have to
reading
have
the
a-
map of
we're gonna
England.
get you some native Canadian places, and we'll see how you
Yeah,
do
just
with
do all
that.
the French ones just to cheat.
That's just Gaspésie, huh? It's power to the Chapadoses of Gaspésie.
We have more chats to get to, Mr.
Okay,
Chapados.
let's do that then.
So, would you like to take the next one?
I will. I'll take it from Aqua Skies again. Greta is resurfacing. You are both very funny. Thank you again. You're welcome and thank you.
Funny as in humorous, or funny as in, oh, he's a bit funny? Probably that second one.
No, in our hemisphere, which should be your hemisphere. I mean, it's funny. Do you fancy him?
I'll take this one then, mate. Trina Canadian, good to see you again. $1. The boys are back together again.
The boys are back.
Lewis looked like he was going to blow a casket watching those woke reports. Yeah, I know. I'm sick of them. I used to do segments before Rebel. I used to make videos reacting
Gloucester?
to just in Gloucester.
That's you can't know.
Watching.
If
No,
it's Gloucester,
can't do
then
that,
why isn't
no.
it Leicester?
No,
So just
it's Gloucester, bruv.
whatever.
Gloucester. Yeah, I used to react to what was it I used to call them? It was like every week I used to compile the most woke and horrific things from America
still
to
do
the
that.
UK, Canada. And I'm just sick of it now. I can't I can't do it.
Gonna say it'd be
Can't
great
do it.
for
I just pull
Instagram.
faces. Yeah. It's just mental. It's mental, bruv.
Alberta's back in the black. That shows that they got all that without even gas tax. You think they keep the gas tax off? Probably not. Probably not.
There you go. Sorry, it's me again. Suggestion, maybe make Jeremy Lafredo chief US correspondent and get him on live stream.
Maybe
well,
we'll make Jeremy.
I think Jeremy's...
Go ahead.
I think Jeremy's a fantastic reporter. I got to report with him over in Davos, Switzerland, and he was the driver. And poor guy, having to do the driving around Swiss mountains. So he done a very fantastic job.
He looks like a young Sean
Driving.
Penn, if you ask me. To Jeremy Lafredo.
He does.
And so he's going to be on my show next month. Remember that.
Brilliant.
Mark it
No,
down.
he's a good guy.
It looks like we're out of paid chats. Lewis Brackpool. Thanks to everybody in the back. The Olivias, the Efrons. I really don't know who else is back there. Possibly the Danielles. Possibly the Isabels. A lot of bells. Whether that means Italian girls or people whose names end in bells. Rebelnews.com/livestreams is where you can get your daily feed on Rumble, Odyssey, YouTube, and we're live on Getter as well. Thank you for watching everything. I've got reports coming out from the Collision Tech Conference. That's at bitcoinreports.ca. I'm glad I'm getting that right because I had to do a reshoot because I got it wrong at first. Don't tell anybody I told you. Lewis, what's coming up with you?
So more reports from ukreporters.co.uk. We have part 2 or day 2 from the video billboard reports, where I've been playing basically a wild goose chase with a video billboard with the WEF and the WHO are not welcome here, and asking people their views. People from Liverpool, Oxford, Cambridge, places like Manchester, Leeds, and many more. But you can find that over at exposethewho.co.uk. So go and check it out, and don't share lizard memes because it will get you demonetized. Remember that.
That's true. Let's go ahead with the political plays of the week. Play us in, AOC.
The Supreme Court has engaged in the overreaching of its authority in denying the human and civil rights of any pregnant person or person that could become pregnant in the United States of America. They have engaged in overreach, and it is the responsibility of the president and Congress to put the Supreme Court in check because they have delegitimized
overreach by doing exactly what their job is, Louis Brackpool. This is children playing seesaw at the U.S.-Mexico border. Do you approve, disapprove?
Well, that's insane.
It is.
How did that get commissioned to be built?
I don't know. I think it's just something you stick in.
Oh, is this Biden not knowing where he is?
Yeah, I'm guessing he didn't get that note for this day where it's like, you sit down, you take your seat. I don't know where this is, though.
He needs a cheat card. Give him a cheat card, mate.
Good thing that servant is masked, or else we'd be in a dangerous situation.
Oh, yeah. They'd all have COVID.
This is rioting outside the Arizona State Senate, I believe, over Roe v. Wade. Of course, they had nothing to do with the decision.
Of course.
This is taken from inside, obviously.
Looks like an insurrection to me.
You can't say that. Stephen Colbert will have the Muppets come after you, Lewis.
True.
Elmo got insurrected. Elmo hates traitors. They should just do every children's show as an anti-Trump show. That's at this point.
That's a bit bad. I just saw a coat hanger that was on one of their signs. That's really intense.
Let me go. I'll fill in the bed. You're under arrest right now. Put your hands behind your back.
Who's he?
Stop. Tase him, Tosh. Tase him now, goddammit! I'm trying to get the taser.
Tase him, Tosh!
Tosh, hit you again!
Citizens arrests by dads.
He tased himself there if you missed it. And he broke the radio.
Here.
Everyone's alright. We wouldn't show you a video where everybody wasn't alright.
You're about to die. Let me go.
Oh, he just threatened the cops. This is, of course, working in Dallas, Texas for Roe v. Wade. Go Wesley, I believe that was. I don't get it. I've been asking for days what this does. Some of these are guys.
Do you know what? Overruled. We're going back. We're changing it.
Is that guy injured or exhausted or what? Get kicked?
He was not happy about that, was he?
And then he goes to play a drum.
What is going on?
I am ruthless for my rights.
Confused.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay.
Snorlax was awakened by the enchanting tune, I believe. By the flute, I believe it was. Wasn't that what it was?
Oh yeah, Abby.
How to deal with a hangover like a man.
This is hard-hitting news. There's cheese on top of the bun?
Yep. Soak through.
Soak through?
Yeah, you gotta soak through.
This is what you can do when you work out as much as Abby, by the way, everybody. You can be absolutely disgusted.
I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry, man. I'm so hungry.
Perfection Master
There's an egg on it, too.
What is going on?
So it's not.
What is going on? What is this? What's happening?
Maybe it's better if I don't even explain the little that I know. He's a musician who turned out to be like a sex offender, I believe. But this is before everybody knew. And I guess
what is going on?
Imitating him.
What's that in French?
Yeah. I love the fact that he's still crying as he smokes.
Still crying and smoking while watching. What is going on?
That's all the time we have for the Rebel News live stream with Lewis and Andrew.
Thanks for confusing me, Andrew.
We love you guys. Thanks for the paid chats.
Thank you.
We'll find out what that is.